I hope the slide is visible to all of you. So let's get started with our new topic for today. Thomas Hardy, who is a famous novelist and poet also of late Romantic era. This is a novel by Thomas Hardy, The Mayor of Casterbridge, which was published in 1886 by Thomas Hardy. Original title The Life and Death of the Mayor of Casterbridge, and इसका सब टाइटल है स्टोरी ऑफ अ मैन एंड कैरेक्टर. You just have to remember this title. Okay, John Tragedy, publisher Smith Dealer, Smith Elder, and illustrator Robert Burns. First published as a weekly serialization from January 1886. Setting set in the fictional rural England, with the Casterbridge standing in a Dorchester, in Dorset, where the author spent his youth. मैन कैरेक्टर जो कि इनके हीरो हैं इसके वर्क के माइकल हेंचार्ड हैं. थॉमस हार्डी की एक चीज़ मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि थॉमस हार्डी जो हैं वो पैसिमिस्टिक थे. पैसिमिस्टिक मीन्स उनके आप वर्क्स में देखोगे, आप उनके नोवेल्स में जब भी आप उनकी नोवेल्स पढ़ोगे, चाहे वो टेस ऑफ द अर्विलाज हो या मेयर ऑफ कैस्टरब्रिज हो या जूड द ऑब्सक्योर हो, चाहे रिटर्न टू द नेटिव हो, आप जितने भी आप उनके नोवेल्स देखोगे आपको उसमें उनके कैरेक्टर्स में नेगेटिविटी दिखेगी. उनके हर वर्क में एक नेगेटिव ही सेटिंग है. हर चीज़ नेगेटिव तौर पर ही उन्होंने देखा है. और पैसिमिस्टिक का यही मतलब होता है कि सारे क्या कहते हैं कैरेक्टर्स जो होते हैं वो नेगेटिविटी को ही शो ऑफ करते हैं. और ऑप्टिमिस्टिक क्या होता है आपको पता है? ऑप्टिमिस्टिक राइटर कौन है? ऑप्टिमिस्टिक राइटर है रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग. रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग, फादर एज अ ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग, who is the considered the father of dramatic monologue. ऑप्टिमिस्टिक और पैसिमिस्टिक में क्या डिफरेंस है? ऑप्टिमिस्टिक जो होता है बेसिकली वो पैसिमिस्टिक के अपोजिट होता है. जैसे पैसिमिस्टिक क्या है? पैसिमिस्टिक है नेगेटिव, हर चीज़ को नेगेटिव देखना, हर चीज़ को नेगेटिव लेना, अपनी लाइफ को नेगेटिव देखना. दिस इज कॉल्ड पैसिमिस्टिक. ऑप्टिमिस्टिक वो होता है जो कि आप हर चीज़ को, चाहे वो आपके साथ अच्छी हो रही है चाहे बुरी हो रही है, लेकिन आप उसको देखेंगे कैसे? आप उसको पॉजिटिव वे में देखेंगे. आप उसको कभी भी नेगेटिव वे में नहीं देख सकते. हर चीज़ को आप पॉजिटिविटी के साथ देखेंगे, हर चीज़ में आपको पॉजिटिविटी दिखेगी. तो बस यही डिफरेंस है पैसिमिस्टिक और ऑप्टिमिस्टिक में. तो थॉमस हार्डी जो है वो पैसिमिस्टिक हैं और आप इनके सारे वर्क्स में, सारे नॉवेल्स में नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर, नेगेटिविटी के सारे कैरेक्टर के साथ कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं हो रहा यही दिखेगा आपको. चाहे आप टेस्ट और विल्स को ले लीजिए, चाहे द मेयर ऑफ कैस्टरब्रिज को उठा लीजिए. ओके, सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्ट. मेन कैरेक्टर इज माइकल हेंचार्ड, हु इज द प्रोटैगनिस्ट ऑफ दिस नोवेल. माइकल हेंचार्ड प्रोटैगनिस्ट एंड सोसर हेंचार्ड, ये इनकी वाइफ हैं. Wife of Michael Henchard, Richard Newson Seller, Elizabeth Jane Henchard, daughter of Shushan by Michael Henchard. Elizabeth and Jane, daughter of Shushan by Newson, second wife of Farfree. Donald Farfree, Scotsman, become a mayor of Casterbridge after Henchard's rebel in a business and law. Lucetta Templeton, native of Jersey, who has an affair with Henchard, marries Farfree secretly. Josepha Pops, sometimes a manager with a graduate against Henchard. Abel Whittle, this is a PYQ, works in Henchard's hired. Source of disagreement between Henchard and Farfree, live with the Henchards in his last time. एबल विटिल जो है ये एक नेट के PYQ में क्वेश्चन था कि एबल विटिल कैरेक्टर जो है वो किस नोवेल में है थॉमस हार्डी की. तो एबल विटिल जो है द मेयर ऑफ कैस्टरब्रिज में कैरेक्टर है. Benjamin Grover, Henchard's creditor, and serves as a witness at a wedding of Donald Farfree and Lucetta. Long Beach rustic Mrs. Goodenough is a charge of formality tent of the Weirden Paris Prior's Fair. A speculator reappearance disclosing the Henchard's shameful past. Dr. Chalkfield. Last is Dr. Chalkfield. Okay. This is the character map of this novel. Okay. So let's get started with the plot of this novel. On a September day in 1820s, the Henchard family arrives on foot at the village of Weirden Priors. Michael Henchard works as a hairdresser, but he and his wife Susan, who carries their small daughter Elizabeth Jane. माइकल हेंचार्ड के साथ कौन है? सुसान है उनकी वाइफ, और उनकी एक छोटी बेटी है जिसका नाम क्या है? एलिजाबेथ जेन. स्टॉप फॉर फूड एंड एट द फॉर्मिटी टेंट एट द लोकल फेयर. लोकल फेयर में रुकते हैं, खाना पीना खाने के लिए कुछ देखते हैं उधर. हेंचार्ड टेक्स सर्विंग of alcohol from the fraternity woman, and as he becomes drunk, he loudly proclaims his unhappiness with his wife and his foolish decision to marry young. वो लाउडली वहां पर शोर करता है, दिखाता है कि उसने कितना फूलिश वाला काम किया था और उसका कितना फूलिश डिसीजन था जो उसने लिया था सुसान से, मतलब उसकी वाइफ से शादी करने का. इवेंचुअली he half jokingly decided to auction off his wife to any other man. तो वो ऑक्शन लगाता है, जैसे बोलते हैं ना नीलामी करना, तो वो अपनी वाइफ की उस फेयर में, उस मेले में नीलामी करता है सुशान की. A seller named Richard Newson appears in the doorway as a fraternity tent offers 5 guineas for Susan and Elizabeth Jane. तो तभी क्या होता है, रिचर्ड न्यूसन नाम का एक आदमी आता है, वहाँ एपियर होता है और उस फॉर्मेटी टेंट में आकर उसको ऑफर करता है 5 गिनीज का, जो कि वो अपनी वाइफ की, मैंने अभी जैसे कि आपको बताया कि नीलाम कर रहा था, नीलामी लगा रहा था अपनी वाइफ की और बच्ची की, तो वो ऑफर करता है कि वो 5 गिनीज देगा फॉर सुसान एंड एलिजाबेथ जैन, उनको खरीदने के लिए. सुसान लीव्स विद द सेलर विद एन एंग्री pronouncement to her husband that she will try for happiness with a different man. Henchard, drunk and somewhat confused by outcome of event, falls asleep in the fraternity tent. The next day, Henchard is furious with his wife for her simple-minded agreement to her own sale. जब वो जगता है, पहले तो उसने ड्रिंक कर रखी थी, तो ड्रिंक में उसने उसको इतना होश नहीं था, अपनी बीवी को उसने बेच दिया. जब वो सुबह जगता है तो बहुत फ्यूरियस होता है कि उसने क्या क्या, उसने अपना ही क्या कहते हैं, अपनी बच्ची को, अपनी वाइफ को बेच दिया. सुबह जब वो उठता है तब वो ये चीज़ें सोचता है. He knows that she must believe the transaction to be valid. Henchard attempts to track down his wife and daughter, but eventually must give up the search. He vows to not to drink again for 20 years. वो क्या करता है, वो दृढ़ निश्चय बोल लीजिए आप कि वो बोलता है कि मैं 20 साल तक अब ड्रिंक नहीं करूँगा, क्योंकि उसने अपनी बीवी को सेल किया था न्यूसन को, मिस्टर न्यूसन को, तब उसने ड्रिंक किया हुआ था. तो वो क्या निर्णय लेता है, वो निर्णय लेता है कि मैं अब 20 साल तक ड्रिंक नहीं करूँगा. He travels south to settle in his town of Casterbridge. 18 years later, after 80 years, Susan Henchard arrives in Weirden Priors at the time of the annual fair. She is accompanied by her grown daughter Elizabeth Jane, who is unaware ऑफ आवर पेरेंट्स हिस्ट्री, क्योंकि जब वो छोटी थी ना तो उसको नहीं पता थी हिस्ट्री के बारे में कि उसके पेरेंट्स की क्या हिस्ट्री है. एलिजाबेथ जेन हैज़ ग्रोन अप विद रिचर्ड न्यूसन एज हर फादर. वो तो रिचर्ड न्यूसन को ही अपना फादर समझती है. एंड ओनली हिज रिसेंट डेथ at a sea has caused Susan to decide to attempt to find her long lost first husband. Susan has recently realized her foolish commitment to Newson. For years she believed herself bound to him, until a neighbor in whom she had confided the story told her that the transaction could not be valid. Michael Henchard is her one true husband. At the fair, Susan finds the formative woman who had once run the tent at the fair. The poor old woman directs Susan to Castor Bridge. Later then, Susan and Elizabeth Jane arrive in Castor Bridge and find a group of the local residents gathered outside the Golden Crown Hotel, where they see the Henchard occupied inside at a great meal. They ask the Henchard is now the mayor of Castor Bridge. The town spoke and complaining about a crop of bad wheat. When a stranger passes a note to Henchard at the room, Susan is reluctant to approach her husband, and she and Elizabeth Jane spend the night at another hotel in town, the King of Prussia. Are you guys enjoying? Yes, you are. Oh. At the King of Prussia, Elizabeth Jane volunteers as a waitress in order to help pay for their stay. She delivers a meal to the stranger who had passed a note to Henchard, a young Scotsman named Donald Farfree. Henchard arrives to speak to Farfree, and his wife and daughter listen in on their conversation. Farfree has a method for restoring wheat, saving Henchard money. The next day, Henchard convinced Farfree to stay Castor Bridge and to work as his manager to prosperous wheat and corn business. Farfree को कन्विंस करता है कि वो मैनेजर बन जाए wheat और corns के बिजनेस में. Susan contacts Henchard via a note sent by the unsuspecting of Elizabeth and Jane. Henchard and Susan arrange to meet the night at a secret location near town, the Ring. An amphitheater, which is the architectural remain of the historical Roman occupant of the area. Henchard agrees that he and Susan will slowly renew their acquaintance and then remarry. Eventually, the pair does not remarry, although Henchard confessed to Farfree to be had once formed attached to a woman named Lucetta. The woman named Lucetta. Lucetta's community seemed for her obvious. Now innocent informed with the Henchard, but Henchard had told her for his missing wife and his inability to marry Lucetta for the reason. So, a pair of mysterious notes sent to both of them, Farfree and Elizabeth Jane meet at the reunion, thinking that they both are waiting for a third person. The two begin a conversation and get to know each other. Although the sender of both notes never appears, Henchard and Farfree, once a compatible business partnership, begins to decay. The two disagree over Henchard's treatment, make him run through the streets without the paints because he is late of a named Abel Whittle, who is perpetually late for work. Farfree's good temperament and his mannerism cause all the workers and villagers to like him and his company. Henchard and Farfree organized two separate events for a public holiday, and Farfree's dance is far more popular. तो उनके बीच में एक बैट लगती है, हेंचार्ड की और फारफ्री की लड़ाई हो जाती है, तो उनके बीच में एक बेट लगती है और वो एक फेयर में फारफ्री जो है डांस का वो करता है और डांस उसका पॉपुलर होता है, डांस करता है वो। तो उसके फेयर में सब आते हैं और हेंचार्ड के पास कोई नहीं जाता। हेंचार्ड jealously observed this and sees Farfrey dancing and Elizabeth Jane at the event. फारफ्री और एलिजाबेथ जेन के डांस को सब देखने जाते हैं, लेकिन जो दूसरा उसका पार्ट था ना हेंचार्ड का, वहां कोई नहीं जाता उसका कुछ भी देखने के लिए। सब लोग फारफ्री और एलिजाबेथ डांस के देखने के लिए जाते हैं। He and Farfrey parts way, but Farfrey remains in town to be begin his own competing wheat and corn managing business. Henchard instead to Farfrey keep his distance from Elizabeth Jane. बोलता है कि तुमने मैंने तुम्हारे साथ एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया था, लेकिन उसमें वीट का और मैनेजिंग बिजनेस के मैं तुमको बनाया था, लेकिन फिर उनकी बाद में झगड़ा हो गया था। तो हेंचार्ड क्या बोलता है, फारफ्री डिस्टेंस कीप मेंटेन डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम एलिजाबेथ जेन, बोलता है कि एलिजाबेथ जेन से दूर रहो। लेटर देन सुसान डज नॉट live long after her remarriage. After her death, Henchard confesses the truth of Elizabeth Jane's parentage to his daughter. Directly after this confession, Henchard finds a letter left by his dead wife and labeled not to be opened till Elizabeth Jane's wedding day. तो क्या होता है कि जब बाद में हेंचार्ड की बीवी उसको मिलती है, सुसान जो है वो मिलती है, तो वो एक लेटर हेंचार्ड को देती हैं और उससे प्रॉमिस करवाती हैं कि एलिजाबेथ जेन की शादी तक प्लीज इस लेटर को ओपन मत करना। मरते टाइम वो हेंचार्ड से प्रॉमिस करवाती हैं और लेटर में वो लिख कि इस लेटर को जब तक एलिजाबेथ जेन की शादी नहीं हो जाती है वेडिंग डे तक इसको ओपन मत करना। Ignoring this quaternary note, Henchard opens the letter to discover Susan's confession. This Elizabeth Jane is not in fact his biological daughter, but a second child born to Susan and Richard Newson. After the first baby died, Elizabeth Jane accepts Henchard as their father, but his moment of joy is completely disturbed by his awareness of the truth, which he does not share with her. लेकिन वो हेंचार्ड जो है वो इग्नोर कर देता है, जो भी उसने वादा किया था, वो प्रॉमिस किया था, वो इसको इग्नोर कर देता है और उस एनवलप को खोलता है, उस लेटर को देखता है और देखता क्या है उसमें, क्या कन्फेशन किया है सुसान ने, उनकी जो वाइफ थी हेंचार्ड की, कि एलिजाबेथ जेन जो हैं वो उनकी और हेंचार्ड की बायोलॉजिकल डॉटर नहीं है। जो उनकी डॉटर को उन्होंने हेंचार्ड ने पहले बेचा था, ऑक्शन में लगाया था न्यूसन के लिए, वो एलिजाबेथ जो है बायोलॉजिकल डॉटर रिचर्ड न्यूसन की है। हेंचार्ड की जो बायोलॉजिकल डॉटर थी वो मर गई। ये जो एलिजाबेथ जेन है ये सुसान की और रिचर्ड न्यूसन की बेटी है। इस ट्रुथ को जब पता चलता है तो कंप्लीटली डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है इस ट्रुथ से। एंड देन while Henchard does not confess the contents of Susan's letter, Elizabeth Jane, his behavior towards the young woman changes drastically. He is no longer kind to her. जब उसको पता चलता है कि ये मेरी बेटी नहीं है, ये तो रिचर्ड न्यूसन की बेटी है जिसको मैंने बेचा था, मेरी बेटी तो मर गई, तो उसके साथ में बहुत ही क्रूल बिहेवियर करने लगता है। He responds aggressively to an evidence to Elizabeth Jane's poor children and lacks of education. Elizabeth Jane tries to desperately to correct this through reading and self-instructions, but her father does not notice. An unhappy Elizabeth Jane is visiting her mother's grave when she meets a strange cultured woman as a gravesite. This woman has recently moved to Casterbridge. She listens to the Elizabeth Jane's story and invites the young woman to move in with her. Only once this novel has begun acted by the Elizabeth Jane and Henchard realize that this woman is Lucetta. Lucetta has recently inherited money and has moved to Casterbridge after hearing of Susan's death. By inviting Elizabeth Jane into her home, she hopes to encourage her father to visit as well. Despite Lucetta's initially interest in the ruining her attachment to Henchard, she meets Farfrey in an encounter that affects them both profoundly. Henchard feels it ought to be remarry Lucetta and begins the courting her, only to realize that Farfrey is the rebel for her affection. Farfrey is the unaware of this rebellion. Lucetta confesses that the confusing situation Elizabeth Jane without the expectly telling her who each of the characters in the story are the real life. Elizabeth Jane feels that the Lucetta owes her loyalty to first man she was interested in, who she realizes eventually is her father. Henchard's hire Chops, a man he had originally passed over in favor of Farfrey as he is a business manager. In an attempt to drive a Farfrey out of a business, Henchard's and Job buy extensively before the harvest. Henchard visits the man to predict that whether he is learned that the harvest will be poor, the hopes to sell at a high profit. वो इसको ऐसे बोलते हैं कि पता नहीं है कुछ भी कि अगले साल कैसी जो नेक्स्ट ईयर होगा या हार्वेस्ट कैसा होगा, अच्छा नहीं होगा, तो क्या करता है वो सेल कर लेता है अपने वीट्स को. वीट्स का बिजनेस करते हैं ना, वीट्स का कौन का बिजनेस करता था हेंचार्ड जो है, तो वो हाई प्रॉफिट के लिए उसको रीसेल करता है, स्टोर करके रखता है बेसिकली. एट द very end of the harvest, the weather is poor and Farfrey makes a great profit. Henchard's business suffers greatly, for which he blames Job. जॉब ही तो उसको एडवाइस दिया था कि पता नहीं कैसा आगे हार्वेस्ट होगा, अच्छा नहीं होगा, इसलिए तुम क्या करो, तुम है ना सबको जितना भी हार्वेस्ट हुआ है उसको रिसेल करना बाद में. लेकिन ऐसा होता कुछ नहीं है, बाद में उसको बहुत ही ज़्यादा नुकसान होता है. तो किसको ब्लेम करता है? जॉब को ब्लेम करता है, क्योंकि जॉब ने ही उनको सजेस्ट किया था. Henchard comes to Lucetta home and blackmails her into the agreeing to marry him. Henchard has a collection of letters writing by Lucetta to himself, and he vows to make their past relationship public unless he promises to marry him. The next day, Henchard presides over a local trial, and the woman brought to a court is his affirmative woman who has recognized him and reveals Henchard's dark secret that he once sold his own wife and child. Henchard's reputation Casterby suffers as a business also collapses. क्या करती है लुसेटा? लुसेटा बोलती है मेरे से ज़्यादा मेरे को वो मत करो, परेशान मत करो, अदरवाइज मैं तुमने जो किया है ना अपनी वाइफ को और अपनी बच्ची को जो बेचा था, मैं अभी सारे टाउन में तुम्हारी बात फैला दूंगी. Lucetta blackmail to Henchard. While walking, Lucetta and Elizabeth Jane are chased by the lost bull, and Henchard appears and grabs the animal, accusing the woman. He escorts the Lucetta home, where she confesses that she is secretly married Farfrey that week in another town. She wanted to secure him and her husband before the Henchard could reveal the truth and about their past. She knew she could not marry Henchard. After the hearing about he wants a chance and his own daughter, she begs Henchard to not reveal the truth at this point and so ruin her happy marriage with Farfrey. Despite of Henchard's anger, he does not expose the secret. Elizabeth Jane is also hurt and angry to learn Lucetta's marriage to Farfrey, and she moves out of her friend's house. Henchard loses his bankrupt business, his home, and all his personal position to his creditors. Henchard frequently stand to the second bridge near the lower part of the town, bemoaning his situation. Finally, when his 20 years are, he begins to drink heavily again. Henchard visits Farfree, who is a purchase what used to Henchard's second house, and the reveals several of the Lucetta letters him aloud. However, in this moment he cannot bring himself but heard the sharing her name of the author of the letters. Henchard gives Jobs a letter to return to Lucetta so she can keep her secret. Job, however, is angry with Lucetta for ignoring the request. Ignoring his request is that she puts good word to him, the working partner to her husband. The letters fall into the hands of the villagers, who placed a circumvented a method of publicly shaming those who are perceived to be disloyal or unworthy of their spouse. Henchard plans to kill Farfree. Henchard plans to kill Farfree and comforts him to be a Hoyloft. The two struggles, but again Henchard is unable to do the throw with the harmful plan. Farfree rides out of town and is therefore the absent of the evening against occurs. The Samaritan features the efficacy of Lucetta and Henchard tries to back and Pardedom through the streets. Elizabeth and Jane arrives at Lucetta's home and attempt to stop her from seeing the party, but she does not collapse. Farfree returns, but Lucetta has become dangerously ill. While she may have confessed some of the truth behind her illness to her husband, it is unclear to what extent they share the story of her past. At 4 o'clock that morning, Lucetta passes away. Henchard and Elizabeth Jane renew their connection. Henchard grows to depend on the girl and the affection for him despite of his knowledge. She is not a biological daughter. Richard Newson, who also believed dead, arrives in Casterbridge and visit to Henchard. पहले क्या समझ रहे थे कि रिचर्ड न्यूसन जो है मर गया था, लेकिन वो मरा नहीं था. वो बाद में लौट कर आता है कैस्टरब्रिज में अपनी बेटी को ढूंढने के लिए, अपनी वाइफ को ढूंढने के लिए. विजिट हेंचर्ड के पास आता है. He had pretended to be a dead in order free to his wife to return to Henchard, but learning of her death, he has arrived in Casterbridge to find his daughter. Henchard tells Newson that Elizabeth Jane is dead in order to keep her love and attention for himself. Henchard plans to commit suicide, a place in the river near the second bridge, but does not when he sees his own effigy from the skimming for the town floating in the river. The sign or the vision of a possible future saves Henchard's life. In his depressed state, Henchard realizes the burden he is Elizabeth and Jane, happiness and live Casterbridge. Wandering the countryside for his remaining days, Richard Newson returned to Casterbridge and is reacquainted with his daughter. Elizabeth Jane and Farfree are now married to each other, and her father dances joyfully at their wedding. Elizabeth Jane and Farfree seek out Henchard only to learn from Abel Biddle that he has passed away. Henchard has left behind a will, a final expression of his bitterness and loneliness in this world. So the novel is end here, and I hope you guys are enjoying this novel, and this is a really very fantastic novel. So keep learning. Take care. Bye bye.